live from Infinite Training, COVID distance. I'm Steve.
Bonjour, ici Michel d'Infinite Training.
And today's is going to undo all those knots in all the nooks and crannies in your body. It's going to be a little bit different today. You can participate. We're not joking when we say that. Participate in the form of questions and answers, but not right now. We're going to start with, we're going to go through the program. I'm going to be teaching the stretching. We're going to go through stretching, then foam roll, and then with a ball for alternate if you don't have a foam roller at home. Michel is going to join along, and when we go to the foam roller part, one of us will do foam roller, one of us will do alternate ball, because not everybody has that foam roller.
Pour aujourd'hui, ce qu'on va faire, on va vraiment, il n'y a aucun workout, ça va être surtout pour étirer, vous donner des outils d'étirement pour enlever certaines tensions, certaines douleurs, que ce soit articulatoire ou musculaire. Ça va être guidé par Steve ici. Fait que moi, je vais être son acolyte, où est-ce que je vais vous guider au travers de ça. Si vous avez des questions aussi, ça va nous faire plaisir d'y répondre, que ce soit, mettons, un malaise à une épaule ou des fois une douleur au bas du dos, qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire. Fait que gênez-vous pas, envoyez-nous des messages, des commentaires. On va essayer de répondre à vos questions au courant de cette période-ci.
So we'll leave the questions to after the stretching, and hopefully we can help you out that way too. So we'll give option for a call-in and like a talk show. So let's begin. Let's just stand on our 2 feet and ground ourselves. We're going to take 3 breaths. And close your eyes if you want. Just to ground yourself and set your intention for this stretching. So we're going to work with a lot with your breath today. All right, so we're going to come up and down. So you're going to roll down, starting with the chin, then collapsing a little bit. You're engaging your abs as you roll down. You're inhaling. Take an inhale. And then you're rolling yourself back up. Inhale, roll yourself down.
Quand vous descendez, si vous devez plier les genoux pour enlever la tension, faites-le. Et si vous ne touchez pas le sol, c'est pas plus grave que ça non plus.
Exhale, inhale, come back up.
Encore une fois, même dans l'étirement, c'est important de s'écouter, d'écouter nos limitations.
Exhale. You can just stay in this position for a little bit. You can bend your knees, bend one at a time, so one straightens out, one bends, and the opposite. You're still breathing, you're still holding your abs a little bit. It's supporting your back. So inhale and exhale on your way down. Keep your feet closer together. You're going to take your hands. You can use your thumb to cross over. You're reaching up. And then you're just keeping your feet in line, and you're just going to side bend. Working with your breath. We're going to work in all different planes of the body. Flexion, extension, side bend, rotation. Exhale, go to the other side. One important point for training is the recovery. Breathing in and exhale to the other side.
Comme Steve dit, souvent on a tendance à oublier la période de récupération.
Back to the center.
Ça, c'est important aussi pour que le corps puisse vraiment bien travailler par la suite avec le moins de douleur possible, puis toujours en évitant des des blessures.
Bring your arms down. Feet are together. Bring one arm up, one arm by the side, and you're just going to reach to the side and side bend. The breath is very, very, very powerful. Don't underestimate the breath. See, when you have a lot of garlic, don't underestimate the breath.
Souvent, c'est par la respiration que les tensions vont relâcher. Dites-vous que si vous aviez un certain nombre de respirations à faire par jour, vous serez beaucoup plus conscient de votre respiration.
Try to breathe into your belly. I'm sure most of you that are at home right now think, I can do that. You can also do the workout too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We made it available to everybody and in all levels. One more time, the other side. Part of recovery is rest. So last night, I had a hard time getting up. My body needed that extra rest from all that cardio that we did yesterday.
That was so fun, so sweaty.
Come to the other side. So should I push through pain? The answer is no. Don't push through pain. Go where you feel some tension, but if it's pain, don't go into that zone. Get a little bit out of it. If you're in pain here, just take it out to where you feel you're comfortable. Coming out of that.
C'est important ce que Steve vient de dire. Souvent, on a tendance à étirer jusque dans la douleur. Il y a une limite entre la douleur et l'étirement. Fait que si on sent que la douleur, on relâche juste un petit peu pour sentir l'étirement. On respire à l'intérieur de cet étirement-là, puis probablement on va pouvoir aller chercher un peu plus de flexibilité ou de mobilité.
All right, so now you're going to interlace your fingers. Bring them in front of your chest. Turn them away. You're stretching out your arms, and then you just bring them. My rings are jabbing into my fingers. So bringing them over your head. So we're stretching out your forearms. You only have two, but we're stretching out four of them. Stretching could be funny too.
Okay. Oh là là.
You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Life has gotta be funny.
Surtout dans ce temps-ci.
All right, coming out of that. So interlace your fingers behind your back. Bring your shoulder blades, roll them back. Open up your arms, and then you can just lean over. Remember, you're using your abs to support. Keep opening up your shoulders. If you're getting a head rush, just stay in the first position. You need to stay just there. We're stretching out the anterior part of your shoulders, the front part of your shoulders. It's de-computerizing, de-texting your arms. Coming out of that, interlace your fingers again. You can read my palms from that distance. Tell me what my future holds. Bring it over your head.
Vous allez me répéter ou de répéter Steve, c'est important de garder les abdominaux engagés quand vous faites vos étirements aussi pour protéger le dos. Même si on est en détente, il faut quand même avoir un certain support.
So not only are you lengthening your arms, you're lengthening your head. So it looks like an interesting stretch because it's stretching out the forearms, and we're sitting at the computer, especially now if you're working from home, sitting at the computer how many hours a day? Come out of that. And people are working more and more at their computer. You want to avoid, how do you avoid carpal tunnel? Keeping the wrists mobile. So the forearms need to work. So interlace your fingers, leaning over again. Use your breath to work your way through your tensions. Inhale, exhale, come up.
Une des questions qui revient souvent, combien de temps je vais maintenir un étirement? Il y en a, elle dit 10 secondes, 30 secondes, 45 secondes. Moi, ce que je dis souvent, allez-y avec ce que votre corps vous donne. Si vous sentez que 10 secondes, vous en avez assez, arrêtez là. Si vous sentez qu'il y a un relâchement, moi, je dis, tant aussi longtemps que vous sentez la tension, maintenez-la. Respirez jusqu'à temps qu'il y ait un relâchement. Par la suite, ça va être à vous de décider si vous voulez aller un petit peu plus profond dans votre étirement ou si vous en avez assez. Mais normalement, ça dure plus que 10 secondes.
All right, so now we're going to turn our backs to you, not because we don't like you, but so you're going to put your fingers, opening up your shoulders, so rolling them back. The middle fingers touch, and then you're going to try and, while keeping a posterior pelvic tilt, scoot the hands closer together. And you're trying to reach your palms towards each other. Stretching out the forearms again. If you can reach your palms towards each other, then you're just going to move more up to the middle of the back. So you're rolling your shoulders backwards. Coming out of that, you can just palms facing in front of you, facing in front of you, the TV screen, whatever it is. You're shooting out your little spidey web here.
Spider stretch.
You're extending your hands and you're just giving a little gentle pressure with your other hand. So interesting, carpal tunnel. You have a little circle around here, connective tissue that surrounds all the tendons of the forearm. We're going to switch arms. And a lot of people that are doing overuse, I guess, with your computer, with your mouse, with texting, whatever. That area gets used. Now, if you go on the internet and you check out Achilles tendonitis and inflammation, you can see a picture of an inflamed Achilles tendon and a non-inflamed Achilles tendon. And they differ in size. So the inflamed Achilles tendon will grow bigger. In the carpal tunnel, in here, if there's inflammation, we're going to go back now here. I will continue my story.
Juste pour vous laisser savoir, ceux qui connaissent pas Steve, Steve est en train de faire sa thèse comme ostéopathe. Il y a beaucoup de connaissances que moi j'ai pas et que j'apprends beaucoup de lui. Je considère vraiment important que vous soyez attentifs à ses commentaires. Puis si vous n'êtes pas sûr ou vous ne comprenez pas ce qu'il dit, ne gênez-vous pas de me le demander, ça va me faire plaisir de vous faire la traduction ou de vous aider.
Coming in front again. So in the carpal tunnel, you can't see that those tendons are getting inflamed. So that the tunnel doesn't increase in its size, but where your palm is facing towards you now, and you're doing see my ring? So you're adding an overpressure a little bit on the front of your hand so that your fingers or your palm is coming towards the body. You're extending your wrist towards the front and just doing a little bit of overpressure in front. So it's saying in the carpal tunnel, the tendons will become inflamed. Switch arms. I know this is a long story. How to make a short story long.
Steve is good for that. I do too sometimes.
So the tendons will get bigger when they're inflamed. They'll take up more space, and then when you use them and move your wrist in a certain area, it will cause inflammation even more. It will cause pain. This is where you say, "Oh, I'm going to rest it." You switch the mouse to the other side. So it's you can't see that the tendons have grown bigger. It's just the inflammation response, and that's the healing response.
Idéalement, on devrait essayer d'arrêter avant que l'inflammation commence pour éviter justement les blessures ou certaines tendinites qui peuvent être créées. Fait que ce serait important de prendre des petites pauses régulièrement, puis justement faire vos étirements pour éviter ce genre d'inflammation-là.
So now we're going to head to the wall. So Michel's going to give us space. Can you check if we can see the?
I don't see you from your phone.
No? Okay, so you'll go on that side?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so I can't see it. All right, so you're going to face the wall, arm is out, and you're going to bring it up to about 45 degrees. You're going to keep yourself elongated, and you're going to just twist out, or far, twist away from that, from the wall. Are you visible?
Yeah. I will be. You're good. Stay there.
So you're stretching out your chest. Try not to arch your back. You're elongating your spinal column. Come to the other side. I don't know if people can see, but just under the arm here, you have a bunch of nerves that all meet and they go down the arm. And if this whole area gets compressed, part of the pec major, pec minor, claviculo-pectoralis fascia, if that all gets compressed, it could cause numbing down your arm. So here's a little tip if you're getting that tingling feeling when you go on a first date. Just kidding. Down your arms. Could be the butterflies in your stomach, or it could be the tingling down your arms because you're leaning forward. Switch up one more time. I would say that most of the time it's on your third round of any stretch. We're just going through a whole body today, so we're only doing two of each. But on your third round, you really notice the tension difference. Mm-hmm. Switching up.
Je ne sais pas si vous avez entendu, mais ce que Steve il disait, c'est que souvent c'est à la partir de la troisième série répétition que vous allez commencer à sentir la différence au niveau de l'étirement, au niveau de la flexibilité, au niveau de la mobilité. Après la première fois, vous sentez peut-être un minimum, deuxième peut-être un peu plus, mais c'est vraiment à la troisième qu'on peut sentir une plus grande différence.
Coming out of that.
Prenez le temps de le faire. S'il y a des régions qui sont plus tendues, faites-le. Prenez plus de temps.
All right. You can kneel down. You don't have to. One arm is over. You're keeping yourself nice and tall, and you're reaching the point of your elbow to the ceiling. and you're patting yourself on the back for a job well done up to now. So you're really stretching out. So if you want to get the different heads of the tricep, tri means 3. So there's 3 parts to the tricep. Just turn the forearm one way. Get a bit of a different stretch and then turn it the other way. Coming out of that. Switch legs if you're using that as a balance point. If you want to make it more relaxing, you can put some classical music on in the background. You put some Baroque music in the background. Baroque music is supposed to synchronize both hemispheres of the brain. That's not a joke.
Oh, I thought it was.
I have to emphasize when I joke and not.
Yeah.
But there's studies that say that Baroque music, if you're feeling scattered, play some Baroque music.
What is Baroque music? Never heard
It's
of
like
it.
classic. It's a classical type of music.
Oh, yeah.
So turning one way, your forearm. Turning the other way. Remember, try not to lean your head forward. Keep your body posture straight.
Faites attention à votre posture, assurez-vous de rester grand, d'étirer avec le dessus de la tête.
Coming out of that, we're going to stretch out the front of the arms. So you can do it one at a time, or you can do both at the same time. So you're using your hips and abs to be part of the stretch. So you're going to stretch out the anterior part of your arms, opening up your shoulders and pushing your chest up. So if you don't get that stretch, just put your arms a little bit further back. I'm not putting all my weight on my hands. I'm using my abs and my chest and my upper body to pull me forward to stretch everything out.
Ce qui est important dans cette position, c'est justement les abdominaux sont engagés. On rouvre notre cage thoracique. En gardant les abdominaux engagés, ça enlève la pression au niveau des mains. On ne veut pas surcharger les mains justement pour éviter les blessures justement.
So if that's too hard, use one arm as your support mechanism and just pushing it up.
Si les deux mains au sol, c'est trop demandant, vous pouvez en mettre seulement qu'une, comme Steve démontre en ce moment. Une à la fois.
All right, coming out of that. Hope you guys are starting to feel a little bit looser. You have a seat. Work out the legs. My hips are tight from all that training. So you're going to take your hands. I always cross it, just a little bit of extra help, and you're just going to reach up and above over your head as high as you can. Try to straighten out your elbows. Your head is reaching up. You're not looking up. You're just reaching as high as you can. And you're breathing. You're doing a continual reach up as high as you can.
Continuez à commencer à aller chercher le plafond du dos avec les doigts, en gardant le menton à l'intérieur pour étirer avec le dessus de la tête, pour vous aider à garder la colonne droite le plus possible et maintenir l'étirement.
And then you're coming out of this. Just going to bring your feet, knees bent. Keep yourself tall, and you're just going to reach up as high as possible, keeping your chin in and just reaching. If you feel a little bit of tension in the hips, just extend your knees a little. Not too much.
I feel it. It's pretty tight right now.
Yep. So reaching, reaching, reaching. Extend your fingers. Extend your rib cage. Extend your hair.
Il y a certains exercices ou étirements que vous voyez qui sont réguliers. Il y en a d'autres qui sont à partir du yoga. Puis il y a certains mouvements comme on fait, comme celui-là ici, ce qu'on appelle des ailes doigts. Les ailes doigts ont été créés par le monsieur Guy Voyer, qui est le summum au niveau de l'ostéopathie.
So we're going to bend our knees, pushing our feet, knees towards the floor, reaching ourselves long. Reach one arm out, reach the second arm out, and you're reaching your chest forward and up. So knees are going towards the floor, hands are going towards the walls, head is going towards the ceiling.
On respire. Des fois, ça peut être plus difficile. Si on est dans la douleur, on relâche la tension. On veut sentir l'étirement.
And come out of that. All right. So you're going to set yourself up where the inside of one knee will be on the mat at a 90-degree angle. The outside of the other knee, it doesn't matter where it is. So make sure that if I drew a line between my knee and my heel, there's a 90-degree angle. It makes a square and not a parallelogram. You're going to push the knee, the hip from the side of the knee that's on the floor towards the floor. Twisting towards that outside knee, making yourself tall, and trying to make both hips touch.
Pour ceux qui manquent de mobilité au niveau du bassin et de la cage thoracique pour les golfeurs, c'en est un qui est excellent pour vous à pratiquer, pour vous donner plus de mobilité. Puis facile pour faire une bonne rotation arrière et un bon follow-through, un bon dégagé.
So unrotate yourself to come out of that stretch and go forward. Switching sides.
Ça se peut qu'il y ait un côté qui soit plus tendu qu'un autre.
All right, just because I'm showing the stretches doesn't mean I don't need them. So pushing that knee down, making yourself tall, and you're pushing that hip towards the floor. Twisting towards that outside knee. So try to push that hip towards the floor, Michel.
I try.
All right, good job, good job.
C'est là qu'on est capable de dire qu'on a des déséquilibres dans notre corps, un côté qui est plus flexible que l'autre, plus mobile.
Coming out of that, twisting.
Fait que le côté qui est moins flexible, c'est toujours bon de travailler un petit peu plus longtemps.
Let's go back to the first side. All right, twisting, looking chest up. Using the hands behind as the support hands. Coming out of that.
So much easier on that side than the other.
But you're going to notice that it's going to be a little bit easier the second time. A little bit easier?
Oh yeah, this way than the other way.
No, but a little bit easier the second time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So from a 9 on 10 in terms of torture pain, this stretch, now it's a 7. on this side.
So, yeah.
So don't overstretch. I hope you're not just sitting on the couch with a nice bag of popcorn, watching us.
Like a TV show.
Good. Unrotate, come out of that slowly. All right, so you're gonna lie on your back for the next one. Bend both your knees. Top leg is on top of your, so your ankle is on top of your knee, just below it. And then you're gonna grab your knee. So your chin is tucked in. Get that side view. And if you want to increase the stretch, just pull your toes towards you. And try to push the tailbone towards the floor as if you're trying to create a tunnel between your lower back and the floor. But if you're doing that, keep the tension on the knee. The knee
So
bonnet.
strong. You can handle so much pressure, that guy.
Switching sides. So the guy that won the CrossFit Games 4 times in a row, he chooses one day of his week and he spends the whole day rolling, stretching, just taking care of his body. 8 hours in the day to undo all the work, all the training effects. Not the effects, but the training. So that his muscles and fascia and nervous system is ready for the next round of beating. 8 hours. He puts on movies and just watches movies while he stretches out and takes the lacrosse ball and mashes muscles. 8 hours. Coming out of that.
Prends en considération qu'un muscle puissant, c'est un muscle qui est aussi flexible. S'il manque de souplesse, on voit souvent avec les bodybuilders, ceux qui ne s'étirent pas vraiment beaucoup, ils n'ont pas de mobilité, ils ont de la difficulté à bouger. Fait que oui, ils sont forts, mais ils ne sont pas nécessairement puissants. Fait que pour les gens qui, j'en reviens encore au golf parce que j'ai quelques golfeurs qui me suivent, on a beau s'entraîner, mais si on perd cette flexibilité-là, cette souplesse-là, on n'a aucune chance de développer de la puissance. Fait qu'un muscle qui est fort et souple, c'est là qu'on va chercher le maximum de notre potentiel.
So for this stretch, you're outstretching one leg. You cross the other one over on the opposite side of the knee. If you can't get there, just extend your leg a little bit more and then start to work to bring it towards your body. With your opposite arm, hug the knee. Make yourself tall. You can support that leg, or that arm and leg, with the other tall, and then you're going to twist that same side hip backwards. So in yoga they do a spinal twist, which is great, but the focus of this right now is your glutes. So you're fixing this point and you're pushing that hip back to work on your glutes. If you want to do the yoga spinal twist, then you're taking some of the tension off of the glutes. So choose one or the other, or both. What is the aim of the stretch that you're wanting to do? So you choose you choose the outcome you want, and then you apply the right methods to achieve that outcome. So if it's spinal twisting, if you want more rotation in your spine for golf, maybe you use that for that. If you want more hip motion, flexion, whatever you want, not flexion, but hip motion, then you choose this stretch for its hip capacity. So I'm continually creating tension, whether you see it or not, in my hip, in my pelvis. I'm twisting my pelvis away from my knee. Or is that, as they say in French, away?
Away à maison. Tout le monde est pogné à la maison, fait que c'est away. Dégage.
Coming out of that. So you're on all fours. You're bringing your, so choose one leg, and you're bringing that knee towards your wrist, so it's in line with your wrist. If you don't get a stretch, you're going to pull your foot towards the other wrist. And then from the supported hands, keeping yourself up, you can just walk your toes backwards to get more stretch in your hip. If you want to make this sound.
Good job.
Michel's going to give you a little bit more stretch in there. Option to go forward. We're stretching out the glutes, coming out of that. Other side. So your knee goes towards the wrist. You can help yourself with your other hand. And then you're supported on your hands and you're walking your knee backwards. You can adjust your ankle in the direction of your wrist if you want more stretch. That. I'm going to give you two options for the stretching of your quads. Give you three options. Give you 10 options.
Too many options.
So, the easiest option, it's just more if you can't take pressure on the knee. You're lying on your side. Bring your bottom knee in towards your chest so it fixes your pelvis, so you're doing a posterior pelvic tilt just by the position. Bring the other knee towards your chest and you're grabbing your shin, not your shin, your ankle, just below, and you're reaching your leg downwards. You're maintaining freedom, no tension in your lower back. The other option is on your stomach. Bringing your knee, your heel towards the outside, and just make sure you do a posterior pelvic tilt. And my favorite option is Captain Morgan stance. Everybody knows who he is.
You do this one too sometimes. On my leg. Sit there.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard on the knee. So no, it depends. So all right. So choose your own adventure.
Who's your captain?
Michel chose Captain Morgan.
Captain speaking.
Making yourself tall. You're always trying to do a posterior pelvic tilt.
Ce qu'il veut dire, c'est de pivoter le bassin vers l'arrière, comme si vous vouliez cacher vos fesses. donc les faire sortir, mais les cacher à l'intérieur.
Switching sides. So if you're trying to get your leg like this, you might get a hamstring cramp. So just bring yourself down and then walk your fingers. Your other option for this one is to do it by the wall, where you put this back foot on the wall.
Comme Sylvie disait, en allant chercher vous-même votre pied, vous éliminez la contraction des ischio-jambiers. Parce que souvent, en la contractant, c'est là que ça va créer une crampe qui est un peu désagréable.
Not only is it painful, but it's going to stop you from doing the stretch.
On dit, oh non, ça fait mal sans tirer aussi, c'est tiré, sans tirer. C'est tiré.
Good, and relax. Have a seat. Putting your legs as wide as possible. No judgment, please. All right. I was in a yoga class once and we were doing this stretch, and all the women were flopped forward, and there was 4 men in the class, and we were all in this position. This was our max. So you can use your hands behind you. So if your natural position, this is the maximum you can go, you're leaning back. Use your hands to support you to lift up. Make yourself tall, and you're using your hands to go forward, not round, but forward to get the stretch on the inside of the legs.
Bon, encore une fois, on étire au niveau du top of your head, du dessus de la tête, pour garder la colonne la plus droite possible. Puis les mains en arrière de vous qui supportent la colonne pour la garder droite. Et en même temps, vous inclinez un peu vers l'avant, ce qui va vous permettre d'avoir un meilleur étirement. Puis, n'oubliez pas de ramener les orteils vers vous aussi.
Come out of that.
À chaque fois que vous relâchez un étirement aussi, allez-y tranquillement. Si vous arrêtez trop vite, ça peut faire mal aussi, ça peut snapper.
So, one guy is out of the way. Make that heel, the heel of the other leg, just in front of your knee. So make it go in front of your knee, so it's going to straighten out your pelvis as much as possible, so we can focus on the hamstring on this side. So you're making yourself tall, and you're going forward. So if you can flop forward, great. I cannot. So so you have your right leg forward, take your left shoulder, twist it towards the outside. So you're making a rotation to create a little bit more stretch on that hamstring. Take this knee and turn it inside, and then push out your heel.
Fais des affaires, hein?
And make yourself nice and tall. Coming out of that. So remember, tall, heel in front of the knee, so it squares up your pelvis. Turn your knee in, and then you're leaning forward with a rotation to the outside of the leg. And if you want, scream inside.
Aïe, 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 caramba. It's painful.
Coming out of that. All right, you're going to lie on your back. You're lifting up your hips. You're interlacing your fingers underneath your butt.
Nice.
It's a technical term for gluteus maximus. You're going to roll your shoulders underneath your chest.
lift your chin slightly so you're not creating a quadruple chin. Pressing on the outsides of your feet, tucking your tail, straightening your arms. As things stretch out, you can squeeze your shoulder blades, rock them, rock your body to get them closer together. Tucking your tail, you should be compressing in your back. If you're compressing your back, lower your hips a bit. And you're breathing. And then you're slowly coming out of that.
All right, have a seat.
Thank you, Steve.
So putting your feet here. So your hands are in front of you. Your feet are slightly wide, so your knees can be wider than your shoulders, and you're rounding your back, and you're pushing your hands in front to stretch out between the shoulder blades. So you're hollowing, lengthening, and pushing. Stretching out the middle of your back, and then just come out of that. You can have a seat on your heels. If you can't do that, don't worry. Just come up on your knees. I'm going to bring one hand in front. Slide the other one underneath. And try to reach your palm of your hand with your other. And then we're working on, again, in the middle of your back. You can rise and lower the forearms. Sun rises in the east.
You sure?
It does. Sun sets in the west. Come out of that. Rise and shine. Push your shoulder blade forward. Get that stretch. Good, and come out of that. So now we're going to work on foam roller. So the foam roller and ball alternative if you don't have a foam roller. So we're going to start with the quad. So you get your foam roller, Michel?
Oh, yes, sir. Sir, oh, sir.
So Michel's going to demonstrate just the quad foam roller, and I'm going to use the ball alternative.
Pour les quads, ce qui est important aussi, c'est de ne pas créer de tension au niveau de la rotule. Fait qu'on dépose juste un petit peu avant. Fait que ce que je vous suggère de faire, vous pouvez carrément vous mettre sur les coudes pour commencer. Puis par la suite, vous allez rouler jusqu'à la rotule et vous descendez ou vous montez plutôt le plus haut que vous pouvez aller. Alright? Fait qu'on roule. Si moindrement on sent une légère tension à un certain endroit, on peut rester dessus, respirer, faire des petits mouvements de roulement pour essayer de dégager cette tension-là. Après ça, on augmente l'amplitude de mouvement pour essayer de rouler au maximum pour permettre à la circulation sanguine de se faire de mieux en mieux.
So if you have a ball, you have a soft ball, it's not so soft. You have a lacrosse ball or a spiky ball or a sea urchin. Don't use a real sea urchin. You're going to go on your stomach and you place the ball on the front of your quad, and you can choose different areas. And you just roll a little bit. It's a little big, that ball, so choose an area to roll it out. It's a self-massager.
Au niveau des quads, comme on sait, ça veut dire qu'il y a 4 ventes musculaires. Fait que celui qu'on voit le plus souvent, c'est le vaste du droit de la cuisse. Mais on a le vaste médial et le vaste latéral. Fait que le vaste latéral, c'est celui qui est à l'extérieur, médial, c'est celui qui est le plus centré entre les cuisses. Fait que ça se peut que des fois, tout dépendamment des mouvements qu'on fait dans une journée, ou ce qu'on fait comme sport, on peut pivoter notre corps pour aller chercher un vaste spécifique.
So you choose different areas in the quad. You can do a trigger point where you just press in an area and you let it release. Then you go to the next area.
Sorry.
So Michel's going to show you just how to do it on for the IT band.
Fait que le IT band, c'est le tendon qui est au niveau latéral de la cuisse. Fait que pour ce faire, ce que je vous suggère de faire, c'est d'avoir un support. Étant donné que c'est un tendon, c'est plus innervé que vascularisé, c'est-à-dire qu'il n'y a presque pas de sang qui passe au travers, ça va être beaucoup plus sensible. Fait que je vous suggère d'aller sur le côté, d'avoir une jambe d'appui. C'est-à-dire si je m'accote sur ma jambe droite, mon pied gauche est accoté au sol, je peux m'appuyer soit sur mon coude ou soit carrément sur ma main pour enlever de tension. Si j'ai besoin de la tension, j'ai juste à écraser mon corps. Donc, par la suite, je pousse avec mon autre jambe et je roule sur le côté. Même chose, j'arrête juste au côté latéral du genou et je remonte. Je peux remonter jusqu'au niveau de la hanche, jusqu'au niveau des fessiers, du TFL. On respire.
So the same thing with the ball. Just point it put it in an area on the side. So if you want to know where the vastus lateralis ends, you can just take your hands and you can roll over, and there's a little bit of a dip in the muscle. So you want to go on that muscle where the IT band is around, and just go in there, and then put your point d'appui. Don't do a lot. Otherwise, you might be black and blue the next day. Or your neighbors might hear you scream. You know those opera singers that break the glass? So they get to such a high octave and then the glass can smash.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That was a myth.
No. Switch sides. Woo, woo. Ay, ay, ay. So Michel's going to show you how to just get the glutes with the foam roller. So I'll just show you. You take the ball, it can be with the wall or it can be with the floor, and just place it. You can feel the nub, that's called your femoral head. Don't put it on there, put it on the meaty part. And just go find your way.
Pour le foam roller, pour les fessiers, ce que je vous suggère de faire, c'est un petit peu vous mettre en position de crabe, allez vous asseoir dessus, puis par la suite, rouler. Et ce qui arrive, c'est que les attaches au niveau des fessiers vont quand même jusqu'en haut de la crête. Gênez-vous pas de rouler pratiquement jusque dans le bas du dos et revenir tranquillement et vous supporter avec les bras et les jambes. Si vous avez besoin d'un peu plus de tension, vous pouvez croiser une jambe, ça va vous donner un petit peu plus de poids. Vous pouvez même incliner sur un côté si vous sentez qu'un fessier travaille plus fort que l'autre ou qu'il est plus tendu que l'autre. C'est sûr que si vous voulez quelque chose de plus intense, plus profond au niveau des fessiers, Steve a la meilleure méthode avec les balles de pouvoir vraiment aller chercher une zone beaucoup plus spécifique. Parce que le foam roller, c'est un petit peu plus global, je pourrais dire, mais en même temps, ça fait du bien.
So the next is foam roller calves. Foam roller, not foam roller, the softball is a little bit bigger for your calves. So the calves, you have two calves, and then you got posterior tibialis, then you got your toes that attach. So depending on where you go in the calf area, if you go more to the side, you're going to be affecting the lateral calf and the toes. If you go a little bit more to the middle of the leg or the lower leg, you're going to start working on your posterior tibialis, and then on the outside is going to be more peroneals and your big toe. So you can work all areas in there, and it's affecting the feet. And like most people, if you put it more to the outside, it might be tighter because there's less meat there.
Pour le foam roller, ce qui est le fun, c'est que justement, c'est plus global, comme je disais tantôt. Fait que vous pouvez appuyer le foam roller directement en dessous de vos mollets. Puis par la suite, avec le support de vos mains, vous pouvez faire un petit peu un workout, je pourrais dire. On pousse les fesses un peu vers le haut. Vous roulez dans l'arrière du genou, sur les mollets. Vous allez peut-être sentir certaines tensions, surtout les gens qui font beaucoup de courses ou les femmes qui ont beaucoup de talons hauts. Ça peut arriver qu'ils ont des tensions un petit peu plus au niveau des mollets. Puis gênez-vous pas de rouler jusqu'au niveau des talons. Les attaches musculaires descendent jusqu'à là. Puis ils vont jusqu'en arrière des genoux. Si vous voulez plus de pression, vous avez juste à croiser une jambe par-dessus. Ça va mettre un peu plus de poids. Encore une fois, vous pouvez rouler un petit peu plus sur le côté latéral ou un peu plus sur le côté médial, dépendamment des tensions que vous avez. Puis souvent pour les coureurs, l'autre position que je fais pour le tibial antérieur, ce que je vais faire, c'est que je vais aller m'appuyer carrément dans ma quatre pattes. Par la suite, j'utilise mes abdominaux et je roule au niveau antérieur de mon tibia.
You can take the ball and do that the same. Just massage in the anterior part. You can have your brother or sister take the ball and shoot it at you, and hopefully they hit there. Don't ask them to do that. Because he might aim for your head.
Yeah, right.
Oops, I
It depends
missed.
the relationship that you have with your brother.
Mhm. We're going to do two more, and then we're going to have people ask some questions. We can give some suggestions for you. So if you want to ask a question, get it ready, and you'll type it in.
Or you can call.
Or you can call. We brought our phone. You can call Infinite Training 514-457-0488. Don't call as a joke because we're going to put you on speaker. So if you're thinking of pulling our leg, maybe type in your question. So we're here to help.
Même si la séance est terminée, si vous avez des questions plus tard, il n'y a aucun problème. Envoyez-nous-les par Facebook ou par texto ou quoi que ce soit, ça va nous faire un plaisir d'y répondre. Fait que pour le numéro de téléphone, ceux qui veulent s'essayer, sans une blague, comme Stevie dit, on est sérieux au niveau des questions. C'est le 514-457-0488.
All right, so the last two, lying on your foam roller. And the other one is going to be horizontal. For you,
Oh, the other way?
horizontal.
Yeah, sure.
So you're lying with the foam roller vertical, and you're trying to get in between the shoulder blades. Now the way to do it with the ball is place the ball between, put it on the wall, and put it just lateral to the shoulder, to the spinous process, to your vertebrae. Don't go on the bone, and you're just going up and down between the shoulder blades. While doing a little bit of a squat, then you can switch to the other side.
Pour ceux qui utilisent le foam roller, on va le mettre de façon à 90 degrés, perpendiculaire avec votre colonne vertébrale. Puis vous roulez. Ce qui est important, c'est d'éviter d'aller s'appuyer sur les vertèbres cervicales. On veut créer le moins de tension possible, le moins de pression possible au niveau cervical. Fait qu'on essaie d'arrêter juste au niveau des épaules. Par la suite, on descend. Puis encore là, encore une fois, si vous avez des douleurs au niveau du bas du dos, faites attention pour vous assurer que vous n'ayez pas je ne dirais pas, une hernie ou quoi que ce soit.
All right, so that's it for us. So if you guys have any questions right now, we'll be glad to answer them. So it could be, I have a constant pain here. Can you give me any advice?
Like shoulder, ça peut être une épaule, ça peut être encore une fois au niveau du genou, de la cheville, de la hanche. Gênez-vous pas.
I'll just check if
Certain. Regardez, c'est des questions. Juste écrit wave, watching, wave. Coucou. There's no question, I think, hein? C'est qu'on peut-tu les voir quelque part?
Nobody has any questions? You have a question for me, Michel?
Yeah, I do. One of my friends has a back hernia, and since about 3-4 weeks ago, he got injured again. So what can you do? I talked to him about 2 days ago, and he said he still have pain like in his lower back. So do you have any suggestion for him?
You're asking me a very difficult question. So a back hernia is a very serious situation. One, you have to ask him, is it diagnosed from someone without how do you diagnose a hernia? You do it through an MRI. That's the only way you can diagnose it. You can use symptoms for it, but that's the one of the things. So I would just avoid flexion. So if you have a hernia, or just in general, if you have back pain, you can test out. So if he can't, this is always a test that I do with people when I see them in clinic for back pain. I ask them to stand in front and see how far they can go, and I ask them to go slowly. You know that. So avoid any motions. If you're gonna pick up things, I've had back pain. You want to make sure that your whole abdominal area feels like Mike Tyson is going to punch you in the stomach. So if you're leaning forward for things, you might want to change the way you're doing it. Picking up, keeping your abs strong. I would say also avoid rotation for now. You can always do things as tests, right? So another thing for him to do to see if it's painful to see where he's at in his process is just hold himself there. If he cannot do this, find out where he can go in that direction, if he can flex his spine. You know, one of the exercises he can do just for small mobility is lying on his back and just a little bit of a press his lower back into the ground and arch. You can do that upon waking up in the morning 10, 20, 30, 40 times. Just to get things moving.
Just like a pelvis tilt, forward, backward.
Exactly.
Fait que Martin, c'est peut-être quelque chose que tu peux essayer de faire chez toi. Tu es couché sur le dos. Tu essaies de faire une rotation, une antéversion, une rétroversion de ton bassin une dizaine de fois, tant aussi longtemps que tu n'es pas en douleur, voir comment que ça se passe. Ça peut être tes premiers exercices de base, tout dépendamment de ce que tu en es rendu dans ta progression.
So the just anybody, not in this time because you can't really see anybody right now, but it's the best to see an osteopath or a physical therapist that have experience with herniated discs that can help out. All right. Because anything can, ça déclenche, anything can do it.
Absolutely.
So, do you have any more questions for me, Michel?
An easy one? No, I'm just kidding.
I was in a car accident and my whole body hurts. What do I do?
Call 911. I don't know. question, guys? Or if you do, I don't see anything on the phone. Or so don't be shy. You can call us, or you can just send an email, un petit texto, un petit quelque chose. Sinon, préparez vos questions, même si c'est pas aujourd'hui, ça peut être dans les prochains jours. On fera juste un petit vidéo sur les questions et les réponses.
So just remember to like us, forward this, share it with people if you like us. We're doing this for you guys. If you think this information is good, please share it so the most people can get some benefit out of this, especially in this time where the emotional system gets locked up in all intention in your fascia and your connective tissue. So that one of the ways of releasing it is through stretching. So tomorrow at 2 o'clock we'll be doing our strength/fusion workout to retension up everything again. And hopefully you can join us then or look at the replay. And we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Fait que demain, soyez prêts pour le programme. Ça va être un mélange de strength, de force et de métabolique, qui veut dire un mélange de cardio et de haute intensité. Fait que sur ça, je vous souhaite une très belle journée. À demain!